What's up guys, today I'm going to talk about why aim trainers like Kovacs and aim labs may not be as useful as you think. Skipping all the bullshit and getting right to the point, aim training is confusing as hell. You boot up your favorite aim trainer and boom, scenarios and setting galore. But then it turns out when you use them, they're kind of long and hella boring. You can spend countless of hours grinding, but you probably won't end up a name god. It can almost make you question whether or not these aim trainers are actually worth it. Aim trainers offer various exercises like tracking, flicking, click timing, and dynamic clicking. However, if you have no idea how these can be translated into real gameplay capability, it gets a bit vague. When you fight someone, is it really your aim or your movement? Before you fight someone, will you place your crosshair perfectly? Or will you rely on your flick to hit the shot? Well, the obvious answer is that high elo players use movement, they use pre-aim and crosshair placement to make the shots easy. They never really solely rely on aim. Aim is rarely used if you use the right techniques to make the shots easy. There's also the types of swings. Are you always close swinging, re-swinging the same angles? Are you adding some jump peaks, some jiggles, some pre-fires, or crouch peaks? Even if you have the best aim in the world, if you just wide swing all the angles, you'll get one tap by someone because you're just a standing duck. Even if that person can't aim, that's what a tack shooter is. You place your crosshair, the person walks into your crosshair, you're dead. So you need to have a brain, not just aim. In ranked games, game sense is what gives you the edge. It's not about aim, it's about a deep understanding of the map, playing the gaps, understanding the timings, how to exploit off angles. Pre-aiming is crucial because it's about predicting what threats will appear in your crosshair. Once your crosshair is already placed there, you just need to click, right? So you have a fraction of a time faster than someone who would rely on their flicks. But what if both players miss their shot? Well, that's where the movement comes in, right? Even an aim god, if you just keep moving, there's a big chance that aim god won't have time to react upon that small strafe that you do. So then you just need to make him whiff longer, and then you bought yourself time to hit the shot. Even the top aimers, that like voltaic people, these people struggle in actual games. Even though they have good click timing, they might hold angles well. If they miss their first shot, it's not an instinct for them to use movement, but for you as a ranked grinder, you would have to use movement and you would technically win if they miss their first shot, which is like 90% of the time. Pros dominate in competitive games because they don't really just place themselves in a common angle to hit all the shots. They just play off angles. They just go behind people and kill them in the back with the gaps. They maybe just have a good timing, you know? There's way more that comes into the game that makes your fights easy, that makes the shot easy compared to just always getting the most difficult shots. These aim gods need to be on their best to be able to win in these really bad angles, which makes them really inconsistent, and that doesn't make them the best in Valorant. In summary, the best aimers and aim trainers might destroy targets in a controlled scenario, but they often fail to replicate this performance in real games. On the other hand, pros have a system, a structure that makes them really consistent, and it makes it so that the game is easy to play. You know, I've been talking about movement a lot in this video, but what if you get to the point where you can't even use movement? You're just swinging and you're just getting one tap. Well, that's because you're probably just playing a common angle or swinging on the most obvious angle, and then they're just putting their crosshair at the right time because they expect you to swing from that angle. Awareness and know when to fight is more important than just training your aim. You know, you can't just swing and hit a pixel or a one frame flick. It's not realistic. Even your favorite aim gods can't consistently hit those shots. So then if you're always swinging from the worst angles and you're not learning from it because you're not VOD reviewing pros themselves or Radiant, you will never learn and you'll always be getting the worst fights of your time, and then you're going to be blaming it on aim. But nobody's aim can ever be that quick and good, so then you can't react. So then that's why it's smarter to play the game more than put time into the aim trainer, because you're actually practicing what's wrong. And if you can't swing aim main on Lotus, we'll change it up. Go up on the right side, or play in the smoke and wait for them to push, and then you swing up to smoke. There's way more you can do than to just, oh, I'm gonna just hold a common angle, or I'm gonna just push out. Then once you find your place to aim, then that's when you can actually start using movement and actually aim, because you're not dying off the rip due to bad positioning. So then when you're fighting, we use movement. Movement's really broken because it's not about just dodging bullets and making them whiff longer. It's about making the shot easy for yourself. You can copy the movement. If they go right, you go right. You go left, you go left. have a video about it, you can just do that and it makes the shot really easy. Or you can make him whiff super long, which is like the normal purpose of it. And that's why players like Aspas are really good at the game. They always play positionings that like they're not too general, so he's not going to get picked off because he knows that's a bad angle. So he's going to be playing really smart angles, and when he's about to approach to a fight, he's going to make sure that his pre-aim is right, and he's going to use movement to make sure he fix up any issues that happen, right? So then he's really consistent and he's going to be really confident with what he's doing because he knows it's right. You guys play the game without really putting your brain into it, so you're just dying and dying. You're losing more confidence as the more you grind, so then you can't perform and you're just going to make even more dumber mistakes. That's why you're not popping off. So then how should you practice how to become like a really good player and have an instinct to play? Well, you know, what we gotta master is really making sure our crosshair placement becomes something natural to do. So you need to always be able to preem, you know how close you need to hold to the wall or wide to the wall. All of those things really come with playing the game, because that's really what's the most important, is making the shot as easy as possible. You don't need great aim to be able to make the small adjustment, because it's really easy, you know, everyone can just move their mouse just a little. It's the faster you need to hit a shot becomes the harder the shot. But if you put more hours into making sure your awareness is better and you're always placing your crosshair correctly, then technically you wouldn't need to rely on your flicks as much, right? Your crosshair is always going to be on them. Even then, if you miss, right, well, it's not aim still, because you're just gonna be using movement. And the best way to practice all of this is just playing the game, being all in those different situations, those different positionings, the different techniques that you need to apply to different scenarios. That can only be taught while playing a lot of TDMs and DMs. Your favorite aim trainers might have movement and aiming, well that, but the players on reposition. You don't have the pressure of being swung by 10 other people in DM because the spawns are so bad. There's so much more happening mentally, so you're not comfortable. You need to always be comfortable and have an instinct to play the game so that you can perform at your best. In conclusion, stop looking at it as an aim viewpoint. Start looking it back by VOD reviewing and understanding, oh, I just played a bad spot, it was a bad timing, and I'm not smart enough, I'm just running it down with my teammates instead of taking the gaps, and that's why I'm not winning, you know? If you're whiffing a lot, yeah, you can blame and aim by then, but a lot of the time you guys are just getting the most impossible fights and you're not realizing it. So then, what do? Well, you buy my coaching, you get my Kovacs playlist, and you become the GOAT. Check out my guides too, post your DMs into my free coaching channel, and have a great day, guys.